Today we're going to finish up the fuel system and then we're going to try to find something else to do. There's plenty to do. We just have to choose what we want to do next. So I'm going to run the line from the fuel tank up to the inlet here, this fitting I got, and then we'll need to cut it and put the 6AN fitting on there. And then once we get that on there, we'll need to clamp that whole line in and then do the same with the return. So let's get to work. I got the feed line runs along here and down through there and up to the engine. It's kind of hard to show you, but this is how it's ran. Goes into the trunk there. Now I just need to run the return. Next thing I need to do is get rid of this parking brake cable because it is just hanging down here and I don't have any way of hooking it up right now. Eventually I would like to hook it up, but you can see the cable is just hanging on the floor here. So we need to pull this out up here and then unbolt it from the inside and just get rid of the cable. So that's what we're gonna work on now. Alright, now we're going to finish up the centerpiece of the transmission right here. So we just need to cut a little hole out for the shifter, and then we can put this piece over that, put the shifter on, which I think we actually need to bend the shifter lever a little bit because it hits right here, but we'll get to that too. So we're going to cut this out, cut a little hole in there, and should be good. So the problem we have with this shifter is when you go into either second or fourth, it hits the bench seat right here. So my plan is to try and heat this up right here and bend it. It's probably not going to be easy because nothing ever is, but that's the plan, and hopefully we won't melt this rubber here. Not that it's in the best of shape, but I'm going to try heating this up and bend it forward a little bit. Alright. Doesn't hit. So that should work. That's all I wanted. It's actually a pretty good position too. That'll work great. Now I just gotta weld it back together. There. Done. See if we can get this boot on here. Who knows how it's actually supposed to go? Matter, but you know what? Look, it's done. You really could care less about it. You know what we need? A shift knob. And I just happen to have one. So here's the shift knob. I designed this and 3D printed it. And then I put a nylon nut in here, which I'm probably going to need to epoxy this in here. It's not right now, so there's a good chance it'll just fall out, but actually feels really good. Nice throw on it. You can thread it way down there, but I kind of want to take that out like that and then glue it in there. Good. So I'm going to do that now. But you can see how it's 3D printed. Pretty cool. I like leaving all the layers on there. I like seeing that it's 3D printed. You can do like an acetone, like if you put it, cover it and then put some acetone in there, it'll actually smooth this out over a little bit of time, and then you can take it out of there and it'll stop. But it's kind of cool. It just kind of melts the outside of it, but I just leave it like this. I like seeing all the layers. So let's put this in there. Alright, put this on. It's nylon, so it won't, or a nylon nut, so it shouldn't come back off. It has a nice tight fit on there, so screw that all the way down. There, done. Bam. Perfect. I'm very excited to be driving this, so soon. The next thing I worked on was the air intake. I bought this 3-inch PVC pipe. It was kind of short notice. I forgot to order a silicone adapter for this. I'll probably change it later, but for now, this is also way cheaper. This was $3, whereas a silicone one was like $20. So this is a cheap fix for now. It'll work. I need to make a mount for the mass airflow sensor housing. Right here, it has the stock mount, and I'm just gonna make a little bracket to bolt it to the side here to give it some support. And then I have an adapter that I designed and then 3D printed to go from the housing to this filter. So got that on there, bolted on, and then we got the filter, which is just an old one I had laying around. And now the battery is going to fit in this little area here. So we need to make a battery tray to sit in here. And I have this plastic piece out of the Honda Civic that was the original one that it sat in, that I'm going to try to make fit in here so it can still sit on that, and it has a little shield on the side so it doesn't get heat from the radiator. So that's what we're going to work on next. Okay? What do you say?
Hi.
Alright, so let's work on that.
little holes, as you see. He's gonna put in the car and it's for a battery tray.
Battery is in its location. It fits fairly decent. The next thing we need to do, I think, is work on the radiator support. So it's going to go right here in this opening. And I think we're just going to put some mounts on the bottom and a couple on the top. This is the radiator we have over here. It's also from a Civic, except it's an aftermarket one, all aluminum, and it's a 3-row. So hopefully it'll be enough cooling for the engine. We will find out once we get it all hooked up, but I have it covered in cardboard so we don't bend the fins. But looks like it has a mounting tab on the top and 2 on the bottom. So we're going to use those to mount it, and I might have some of these little tabs laying around. I might try to find those so we can reuse them, because I don't have anything that will fit this right now, just offhand. So might try to find those. I might go down to the Civic and see if there's some on that, and we'll see. Alright, let's see if we have some mounts on here. Does not look like we do. I think these have a different style of mount than the older Civics. We do have some of these though, which So these look a little smaller than the other one. I'll take them and see. But this was on the condenser, which I don't really know where the actual radiator is for this. I might have put it in the scrap pile. So we can go check. And there's some more on the bottom of this. I'm just gonna take all of these because I can make a bracket with these. Even if they are a little small, we should be able to make something work with that. So let's go in the scrap pile and see if we can find the other brackets. There's the radiator. So it does have a rubber thing on it. Just one. It is the bigger kind though. I wish we had more than one. This radiator is way bigger, but it's also not any good. It leaks really bad. That's why it's over here. I wish I had more of these though. It's kind of a bummer. But let's go see if we can find any more. So those smaller rubber ones work great on the top. On the bottom, the bigger one works better, but unfortunately the bottom has two and we only have one of these. So I don't really know what to do with that. I only have a few number of days left to get this car running and driving, so not quite sure what we're gonna do about that, but hopefully I can maybe find another one of those big ones somewhere. So I went back down to the Civic and I found the other one. It was stuck down where it was supposed to be sitting. Apparently I'm blind, I didn't see it, so it's messed up a little bit. It wasn't sitting flat in the seat, but we will make it work. Instead of trying to make brackets for that lower part, I just went and cut out the brackets off of that Civic. So the lower radiator support right here. So we have the little holes that we need for the radiator to sit in. So I'm just gonna basically chop these out and then weld them right to the support on the car here. So just weld them down here wherever they need to line up. This is what I have for the support so far. I cut them down to basically just what I needed. They fit on here. And then I put a piece of metal in between to hold them in place, and then I'm gonna weld this piece of metal to them. And then once I get this done, or welded, we can come over here and put it in the car, about right here. And we'll weld that right to the frame, or the front support of the car. And then we'll work on the top one. But unfortunately I ran out of time. So thank you for watching. If you're really liking this series, please subscribe and like the videos. Thanks, bye.